So these are all the computers from a real Boeing 737 that the pilots use in order to configure the plane for flight. So they set up the takeoff parameters, approach parameters, as well as the cruise parameters used to just maintain fuel consumption during flight. Now, this computer setup here on the left-hand side, you see a screen with a keyboard. This is actually what the pilots had in the cockpit, and it's the computer that they actually touch and control in order to manage the flight setup. So they'll hit the buttons here, and then they can set up all the parameters for flight. On the right-hand side here, this is actually the business end, the computer that does all the hard work of computing the flight plan and executing it. And it is actually in a bay that is below the airplane called the E&E bay. And that is usually not accessible by the public, but the ground crew can actually reach up and get in there. And what we found in our work is that there's a plug that is deep in the E&E bay that if you open the door and get inside, you can then touch from the ground. And if you attach something to that plug, it actually gives you full control over this entire flight management computer. And what we can show you here as a demo is that I'm going to plug in our implant into the E&E bay. And if you look on the screen now, you'll see that this single character in the word ident is getting replaced by a bunch of different characters. We are now in control of what's on the screen. And that can make things, unfortunately, a little bit confusing for a pilot because we now can make it where the computer executes something that is different than what is showing up on the screen. And this power that we have to control with this attack is quite precise, meaning we can adjust even individual characters of what they see on the screen. So as you can see here, I see ident and we're controlling that one character at the top of the screen. But now any menu I go to actually that has that word, we're still in control of that character. But the rest of the characters on the screen stay the same and the pilot doesn't have any knowledge that something is going on. So it's again a very sort of covert and inconspicuous type of control that you can have with this kind of attack.